semaine.
Hello.
That's the only French I'm going to ask for.
I was like, I'm confused. And I took French when I was younger, so I was trying so hard to dig some out of my head, and it was. I'm glad that you're speaking English now.
Yeah, we
I'm
will.
less confused.
Taylor, you've named Red your fourth album because it relates to the intensity and the emotions that you went through with your several relationships and failed relationships.
Failed. Yeah. I think for me, it's like, for me, red is just a really bold and intense color, and these are really bold and intense emotions that I've written about.
Taylor Swift est également reconnue pour ses échecs amoureux qui ont d'ailleurs inspiré plusieurs de ses succès. Parmi ses ex, on compte John Mayer, le beau Taylor Lautner et Jake Gyllenhaal qui serait, selon certains, à l'origine de son récent hit We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together. Elle serait présentement en couple avec Connor Kennedy de la fameuse dynastie Kennedy.
At 22, what have you learned about love so far?
So much and so little at the same time.
I feel the same at 40.
Right? You do not look 40.
Thank you.
That's
I love
inspiring.
You. Je l'adore.
I think for me, I've learned that with love, you can't make somebody love you. You can't make yourself love someone. You can't control who you fall for. You aren't done with a relationship till you're done, even if that takes breaking up 7 times. You will reach a moment where you're done. But until that moment, you will not be done. There are no rules. There's no way to predict what's going to happen. There's no way to ensure anything, and if it made you feel something, it was worth it.
So don't you worry your pretty little mind. People throw rocks with things that shine and light. Makes love look hard.
Elle a reçu de nombreux prix et récompenses, dont celui de la femme de l'année Billboard en 2012, et le Time Magazine l'a désignée comme étant l'une des 100 femmes les plus influentes au monde.
The people around you say that you've remained normal and grounded. How is that possible?
Wow. I think for me, it's just like your own, like if you look back, do you really feel that different than you were in high school, like your self-perception?
I feel better, yes.
You feel better than you did in high school?
Yes.
See, I feel the same. Like, I kind of, like, my self-perception kind of froze when I was younger, and it just, like, things happen around me, and I'm, like, more confident in my own skin, but perception-wise, no matter what, it never really changed into, like, I'm on a big stage now, and, like, my name's on, like, big whatever. It's like, to me, it just, you have to treat people well, you have to be good to your friends, or you will lose them. You have to be kind to people around you, or you will lose them. You have to, like, it's kind of like just like, be good to people kind of thing.
Yeah, but when you have bodyguards and 65,000 people singing your songs, and when you have people crying when they see you, and paparazzi's following you, like, what do you tell yourselves so that you don't buy into the hype?
It's a case-by-case situation. When there's paparazzi and they're like screaming and like all that, I like put my headphones in so I don't hear it. And when like a girl comes up to me and starts crying, I like give her a hug or like tell her it's gonna be okay and like sign her thing and take a picture. Like, it's kind of like a case-by-case situation scenario where you take things as they come. And it seems more normal that way. You don't have like a policy for how you handle everything.
You've also been mentioned in Forbes magazine as one of the most influential celebrities. They call it, they said 57 million in 1 year. I know that was not a goal in your life to be rich, but how has it impacted your life?
It's amazing to get to help people when people need help. Like when you see something over there and you just think to yourself, I wish something could be done about that. Now maybe there can be something done about that. And, you know, you get to like fly places faster, and it's really nice to be financially secure, and that's something my fans have done for me, and it's not something I'm ever going to forget that they did for me.
Yeah.
You know?
Will you marry me?
You're awesome.
Well, thank you. So is that a yes?
Yeah, of course.
All right, we'll get married.
It's done.
You can get married in Canada.
Really?
Yes, but just so that you know, I'm kidding. I have 2 kids and a husband.
Aww. See, this is like, it's mind games now. Like, you're like, oh, yes. let's get married, and then no. This is what always happens to me.
Oh, poor girl. You mentioned about the success, and you have reached a level of success that very few have. So does it get lonely at the top? Do you feel that there's not a lot of people that truly understand what you're going through?
Yes and no. It's like, I think too much about everything, so I have multiple answers for every question I raise in my mind. And there are some days where I just think, you know, where I just feel like, wow, I can't get away with anything. Everything that I do is documented. Everything that I do is analyzed. And sometimes that feels like a lot.
Et pour cause, pas une semaine ne passe sans que la presse People s'intéresse à elle. 34 millions d'amis suivent ses moindres faits et gestes sur Facebook et avec ses 18 millions d'abonnés Twitter, elle déclasse largement le président Obama.
But then there are days where I just sit there and I'm like, you know what? This isn't that hard. Is it like, not like, you know, 70% of what I do doesn't really feel like work. Like when I'm in the studio making a record, that doesn't feel like work. When I'm writing a song, it doesn't feel like work. When I'm playing a show, it doesn't feel like work. There's a lot of it that does, but at the end of the day, when I do all the math in my head, I'm like, you know what, I have it really, really easy.
Wow. And you don't feel pressure?
I feel pressure all the time.
Okay.
You know, like
You're
that's
normal then.
Yeah, there's a constant pressure. I mean, when you put out an album and it's your 4th album, you know that it's going to be compared to everything you've written in your past.
Yeah.
And there's a huge amount of pressure that goes with that. There's a huge amount of pressure that goes with walking out the door. And like, what if, like, you know, they put your picture in a magazine and like people didn't like the socks you were wearing, and they're gonna point it out, or they're gonna be like, or like, what if somebody else wore like the shoes you're wearing and like someone else wore it better? And they're gonna point it out. Like there's different like tiers and layers of pressure that go with like kind of everything that I do, but I try to balance it out with just focusing on everything's gonna be okay. Like just focus on making music and like loving your fans. This is gonna be okay. Everything's fine. You just have to like balance it out.
And believe that everything will be fine. But I have this fantasy that you guys all call each other, like that you're calling Katy Perry or Justin Bieber and say, are you going through the same thing I am? Because at the end of the day, these are the only people who actually go through the same thing you do.
Yeah, I really love my peers in music. I really love
So who can you call?
My friends, like Selena, like knows everything I'm going through because she's going through it too, and like Emma Stone, she's been one of my best friends since I was 17. So it's good to have friends who are in the same situation, and you've been friends with them so long that both of, like all of our lives have gone like this, you know, like, and we've just kind of like been friends through all of it.
Many times in interviews you were asked, okay, well great, you've got great success at 17, at 19, at 20. What are you going to do later? What are you going to do later?
That is an interesting question, you know, I get it in every interview.
I know. But why do you think people need to know exactly, or, you know, why do they ask themselves that question? Because basically you've proven everything anyways by now. You've proven to yourself that you can write and you can do music. You've proven to the world that you're a good artist.
You're so nice. I love this interview. I feel like for me, the question of, I've been getting that question since I was like 16. Like, well, what are you gonna do next? What else is there for you to do? And that question, people don't understand how much like anxiety that question fills me with, that I will leave the interview and be like, what am I gonna do next? Oh my God, what is my life gonna look like at 27? What am I going to do when I'm 30? Oh my God, what am I going to do when I'm 45? What am I going to be doing with my life? I don't understand. Like I literally, like every question that I get asked in an interview, I process it all the way home. So the answer is I don't know, but I hope I'm happy.
I hope you're going to be happy too, but whatever happens, you've done great so far, Taylor.
Thank you.
L'album de Taylor Swift, Red, est maintenant en magasin. Merci d'être passé à Ça finit bien la semaine.
Merci.
Alors on dit bonne soirée, bonne fin de semaine.
Bonsoir.